today, welcome to Good Vibes Goddess Tarot. So today we're doing a collective reading. Um, so let's see what we have in store for today. So we have the answers you need are coming. So if you've been asking for answers, looking for signs, they're coming. They're on their way. And then we have it's time to release negativity. Oh, snap. Then we have it's reversed. So we have communication is key. And there's another Gemini card. Um, but it's reversed. So silence is also an answer. That's what it could be saying. That's why it's reversed. The answer is, that's an answer. Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. And then we have a new romantic cycle begins. So, like, with this new romantic cycle begin, um, let's say you were talking to this person and things was getting like real intense, and then out of nowhere they just stopped talking to you. You haven't spoken in a while, and then somebody else has now come in and like is interested in talking to you and getting to know you the same way like the other person did, but you try to the you cast like you don't talk to the new person out of respect for the old person, but the old person is not there, and their silence is letting you know like you're not that important in their life right now. Because if you were, before they had went quiet, they would have told you like my life is hectic right now. There's a lot of things going on, um, so I might not have the time to talk to you as much, you know. But just simply go silent, go quiet out of nowhere. You know, that's that's the answer too. You're not a priority. You're not really that important to check in with, to let and stuff like that. And then with it's time to release that negativity, like I said before, silence is also an answer, and sometimes silence speaks louder than words. So just like you're getting the answers through the silence. Just like that's what I'm trying to like. So it's like it could be saying like, hey, it's time to let this person go, move on, meet somebody else. They might come back later on and explain themselves, but it's like probably when it's like too late, you don't really care about it anymore. So it's just like, But then what I found funny is that we have Gemini and full moon, and then we have Gemini new moon, and then we had full moon, and then we had new moons over here. Found that funny as well. But with Geminis, you know how to have two sides, like the duality and stuff like that. So you have to communicate. Sometimes the truth hurts, but lying to the person also hurts them. So it's just like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So you might as well just tell the truth. Speak your truth rather than a lie, because then that just creates negativity and then doubt and confusion later on, and then mistrust, and it's a lot that comes with it. Rather than you just telling the truth, like you messed up, like okay, but it's like if you lied, it's like you knew you messed up. Like, you know that you messed up, and then that's why you lied about it to cover it up. So then, even if you made a mistake the first time, initially, everything after that wasn't a mistake. You know? So it's just like, I can forgive you for the mistake, but I can't forgive you for everything after it. That's like, that was intentional. You did that on purpose. So it's like, it's real. Like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You should have just told the truth from the beginning. Like, you know? So, and if they just quiet, like I said, silence is also an answer. Then we have name things. Name all the things you love. Then we have, are you one of them? And in today's mantra, I give myself all the love and attention I need. Could need some time for self-love. Some self-love. Some time with yourself. Trust yourself. Communicate with yourself. If you're lying to yourself, yeah. Like, your intuition probably won't work or tell you anything, give you any answers. And that's, the silence, like I said before, is simply telling you, like, bro, for one, I don't trust you. I don't really want to, I can't communicate with you, so why would I talk to you? Like, and you're a child, or like in your preteens, or whatever years, right? And your parents kept saying things over and over and over again, right? And then at some point, and they didn't try to punish you, and at some point they just get tired. It was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done talking. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm done, right? It's pretty much what your intuition could be trying to say too. Like, I keep sending you messages, sending you answers, and you're not listening or taking, like, appreciating them or anything like that. So it's just like, all right, I'm gonna sit back, just be quiet, like, and see how your life turns out, And then it's just like, you can't really blame anybody else for for that than other than you, because it's like your intuition trying to help you. You don't believe or trust your intuition. That means that you don't believe and trust yourself. So you're looking for validation outside of yourself, and then that gonna lead you to, trouble, and all that could have been avoided if you had simply just trust yourself from the jump, which is what your intuition was trying to tell you. Now we have, on whom am I placing blame right now? See what I said? Like, it's just that's what your intuition was trying to tell you from the beginning. Like, just trust yourself. Like, you're like. Then we have, a person who blames others have not begun their lesson. A person who blames themselves has begun their lesson. A person who blames no one has finished their lessons. Today's sole action, take responsibility. On whom are you placing blame right now? Today, feel free. No, hold on. Today, free yourself by releasing all victimhood, blame, and restriction. They do not belong where you are going. Only love and courage lives there. Make a choice to do it, even if you don't feel ready. Listen to your heart. You will be led. But like I said before, you gotta, any guilt or shame, self-loathing, all that you have, and you feel that for yourself, you have to release that, so you can start being able to trust yourself and love yourself and care for yourself properly, so you stop looking for love and validation outside of yourself. Because like I said before, some people just gonna lead you astray, and then you gonna blame them when it's just like, it's really your fault because you allowed them to do it. You know when your parents be like, oh, if your friend jump off a bridge, you gonna jump with them? It's like that. You made the choice to jump with them. Why are we out on the bridge? Why you follow them on? Like, it's that, like, it's just like, so, like, and then you thought that was a good idea and a good decision to just jump. Like, you know, you made those choices. You can't really be mad at nobody but you. You can be mad at them a little bit, but you know, majority of that weight and that anger is on you because you allowed them, for one, to be in your life. You allowed them access around you, which is pretty much being there, like, in your life. And then you allowed them to get in your head to pretty much convince you that that was a good idea. And then you went along with it. You know, so it's just like you have to you have some responsibility in this as well. So you have to hold yourself accountable. And you also have to forgive yourself. And then, you know, once you're able to forgive yourself and let go of all that self-loathing, self-hate, and then, oh my god, I'm such a dummy. Like, everyone have like dumb moments, okay? Everybody does. Some of them is fun. Some of them is just real, like, you gotta take that to the grave. You can't tell. Well, not, you probably tell your spouse when y'all really trust each other. But like, you know, or it becomes like a good story to tell your kids. But it's just certain things you gotta understand. Like, you played a part in that. It's you made some choices that you could have avoided. Nobody made them choices for you. You made them on your own. Right? Then we have, when was the last time I danced freely? Then we have dance because it will shift you into a beautiful state. It will get you out of your head and into your heart and body, because fear lives in the head, along with anxiety, control, guilt, frustration, and impatience. In just a few moments, just a few minutes of dancing will make the shift. There we go. You will feel a charge of joy and confidence take over you, and you will feel a soul reminder to live and lead from your heart. Dancing is a tool to ground us in the now. It triggers happiness, and it is the gateway to freedom. To become free, dance. You know that song, Dance On? Get those shackles off my feet so I can dance. Just want to praise them. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but if you know it, you get it. Today's soul action. Dance for 3 minutes to your favorite song. Notice the inner fire grow within and the feeling you feel being you. You are a weird, loving force. Express it with dance today. Right? Who cares if you don't have rhythm? If you dance like Francine, you go ahead. She was. Yo, Arthur, but or DW, you know, you go ahead with your bad self. If you dance like, you know, what they used to dance, or how they used to dance in the 80s back in the clubs, or the 70s, you do you, okay? You do you. Whatever sets you free, okay? And then, right, when you also have like the balance, the scale here. So whatever make you feel more stable and grounded in yourself, more balanced, or at peace with yourself. Cause, like I said before, you gotta hold some. You put all the blame on somebody else, but you also hold some of the blame. So you gotta adjust that scale, okay? Adjust it. Right? It's not all their fault. You played a part in it as well. I'm sorry to say, I know it's hard to hear, okay? But like, you know those times you be like, oh, if I can go back in time, I would tell myself not to do that. We have to realize, okay? Our younger self thought that was okay, and that's fine. That's fine. Okay, we did the best that we know how to do with the information that we had at that time. But now that we know fully, we won't do that shit again. Okay? Like we know. It's we just gotta let that be in the past and let it go. Okay? And move on and move forward. But take that lesson with us that we don't want this shit to happen again, so you be, more on guard. Pay like attention to certain things. Ask more questions. Like talk more. Use our words. Then we have what can I burn? Then we have burn it all. The ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the image that runs through your head, the reminder of what you did wrong, and the proof that you're not enough. You see why I had to do the quotation marks? Because it's not really proof. Because you are enough. You are imperfectly imperfect. Okay? Don't you forget that. You hot little mess. Look at you. That's like it's the best compliment you get. You're just imperfectly imperfect. You're a hot mess, okay? Everybody is. And that's beautiful. We all our own unique little mess. And that's great. Okay? I'm going to continue reading. It said, burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You're like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Phoenix, the bird has to die. Okay, so it could be like a little ego death. How you want to. I'm gonna continue reading and then explain. Then, no longer attached to the past. You're free. Your wings are ready. Use them today. So action. Make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? Right, so back I was trying to say with the Phoenix. The Phoenix literally had to die, right? And it needs like a little moment to gather itself because it just died, okay? And then it it flies up, But it needs a little downtime, a transition time to collect itself. Like it's just like, oh snap! It died, And now it's a whole new bird. It has new skills and new things that it has to learn and become acquired to and adjust to. Also, I have a animal spirit deck, and the phoenix and that deck is supposed to represent like your solar plexus, and it says that it moved from your root to your solar plexus. So your root chakra, like I said before, is like feeling stable and grounded in yourself and also in your environment. You feel secure, right, in your environment and also in yourself and your body, your mind. You're comfortable being by yourself, being alone, And now your sacral chakra is all how you feel about yourself, and then later on, not even later on, but like how you feel about yourself, like like if you have any shame or guilt, that's there, but it's also like your self love, self respect, trust, your sexuality, how you feel comfortable being with yourself, loving on yourself, and then that later on how you interact with other people. And then your solar plexus is all about your actions, your power, your happiness, success, and stuff like that. So if it's going back and forth and you don't really love yourself and feel stable and ground, you won't feel stable and grounded in yourself. So then you won't really take action on certain things unless somebody tell you like, hey, that's a good idea. You should take action on it. You should do it. Right? But or you just could be like me and you want to test things out first. Like you feel stable and secure and grounded, like you could do it, you can do it, but you want to make sure like it's like not even like perfect, but close to perfection as it could be for you. That's fine. I do that. I do it too. I do it too. But it's not. I'm not letting fear stop me. It's because while I'm doing that, I'm trying to learn and critique what needs to be critiqued. Like try new things, learn things, like find a different way to do it, um, and stuff like that. Rather than just being stuck in fear and like letting somebody else say like, "Hey, yeah, you should start doing that." Like, no, that's the difference. Where I'm looking for somebody to tell me, "Hey, like you should start doing that." I've already started doing it, researching and looking into it, and stuff like that, and then going to test it out and then get feedback. Where before with the other one, you can't really get feedback because you haven't started yet. I already started, so I can get feedback. And then we have let go. Yeah, we have release, right? And then we also have burn. And then we have inner child. Could be need releasing the past. Funny enough, that's the music that's playing. The inner child healing music. Alright, overcoming fear and shame and trauma and pain. It's 417 hertz. Okay? 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 Okay. I don't normally tell y'all the hertz, but it seemed like it was connected. Like it was. But this dancing, you might you could get down to some hertz music if you want to. Okay. Do the Cabbage Patch? I don't know. I don't know why. I just see somebody doing a Cabbage Patch. But if you do you, okay? You dance freely and you go ahead. You do it with confidence. You have the freedom of your own home, okay? No one can tell you how to dance in the privacy of your own home or your own room or in the shower. Wherever you throw in a concert, you do you, okay? Throw that concert. And then we have dream. So, okay. You could be receiving messages in your dream if you overthinking stuff. It could be coming as a nightmare, and this would. But either way, your nightmares is pretty much trying to tell you something. Especially if it's like a recurring dream, it's definitely trying to tell you something. Definitely. Um. Ooh, or right, you had a nightmare. You woke up. You trying to look around for a couple of minutes, thinking like that's gonna help, and then you went back to sleep, and the dream continues. It definitely has something that it wanted to tell you. That happened to me a couple of times. Like it definitely has something that it wanted to tell you. Okay. I'm trying to help you through something. Trying to help you let go of something. Help you process it. So you be able to let it go. Okay, and these two came out together, so I'm gonna read them together. So we have bittersweet and joy. Okay, so bittersweet is blue, which is all about your throat chakra, which all about your expression, creativity, speaking your truth, living in your truth. And then joy is yellow, the solar plexus. I already explained the solar plexus. Um, So, with this bittersweet and this letting go and this inner child, like I said, with this letting go of your past, it might be a little bittersweet. Um, it's bitter because you wish to carry, like, to bring them along with you, but you wish that they was there with you, but not everybody can come with you. Or like they said before, it's where you're going, certain things are not allowed to come, or they can't come there, can't be there. So it's a little bittersweet. You're growing, you're evolving, but not everyone is growing and evolving at the same rate that you're growing and evolving on. And that's the sweet part. Joy. You're growing. Hmm. You ever watch Big Mouth, right? So Nick, right? He's like the shortest in his grade, right? It's kind of little. Well, no, he's not. Isn't it the yogurt kid? But either way, it's kind of like bittersweet. Like, I think he was like the shortest on the basketball team. But either way, it's like he can't do certain things like where everybody else can because they taller than him. But on the basketball team, that might have worked out because he can zip, bob and weave, get through people. Short people quick on their feet, bro. People don't see us. It's a blessing and a curse. Okay, bittersweet. Bittersweet. You might bump into us. We could like go around you. if we actually paying attention, we can just go around you. We don't even know that we was there. Slip in and out. And then we have miracles. See, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. Was I there? Was I not there? You never know. You think I was here? Next minute I'm over here. Making a basket. We don't to her blessing and a curse. Miracles. Okay? But like I said, back to before. You right, letting go of your past, releasing your past. Those shames and those guilt and the things that was attached to it, or the ideas or the beliefs that you had that was attached to it, you start letting those go, and you forgiving yourself. Stop blaming other people for your response, like how your life is. That's also a little bittersweet, right? Because things start getting better, because you start to realize, like, oh snap, I'm also part of the problem. That's BoJack Horseman, Diane, right? That's one of the episodes where she was like, oh no, like, I'm the problem. Yes. You know how long I was waiting on her to say that? It's just, Mr. Peanut Butter was mad nice to her. She just, time and time again. Even to BoJack, it was just like, yes ma'am, you are the problem. You could say, if someone could try to, like, not even someone trying to make you happy, but no one can make you happy but you. You have to feel comfortable with yourself. Actually love yourself, like yourself. Comfortable, like, past situations, it happened, and it might have happened. It happened, yes, but you're not your past, and your past is not you. Okay? So don't carry the past as like a little book bag. You don't need to. It's alright. It's okay. Because yesterday is the past. So it's like it's going to keep getting heavier and heavier. So why are you carrying that? You don't have to. It's a new day. You can start over every day. You was a bad person today. Do you start to realize that, take accountability for yourself, realize you are the problem, and start changing? Great. Every day, you work on changing and committing to changing yourself and getting better. Actual people that don't care about being bad and miserable and bringing people down just simply sit in it and stay in it and blame other people for it. Where you are trying to make a change, make a difference. That's a miracle. Also bittersweet. Not everyone makes that change and wants to make that growth. And then we have, perseverance. Like I keep saying, making a commitment every day to change. And that's the orange, which is your chakra. Right? We have the yellow and the orange, but we don't have red. We have blue, which is all about expression. And the yellow is all about your actions and your power. So you're taking actions on, being happy and committing to being happy and doing the things that make you happy and surrounding yourself or incorporating the things that will bring you, like, that makes you feel happy or at peace with yourself, like, little by little every day. Like, even if it's just, like, 10 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day, 3 minutes with the dancing, you're doing it, like, little by little until it becomes, like, a part of your life. Right? With this perseverance, it takes, like, 30 to, like, 60 days to develop a habit, but also to break a habit. So keep that in mind. And then you can just replace a habit with another habit. Like, I can't give an example right now because there's nothing really on the table for me to be like, oh, if you just if this is happening, you could just do this instead. But right, with this bittersweet, if you start getting like sad and like teary eyed and stuff like that, you could sing a song and then like dance. Like I said before, like throw a whole concert, right? Because there's also like a little person in here. I don't know if you realize that, and if you did, and you feel free, and realize that this situation is just happening right now, but it's not the end all be all. And then we have Archangel Raphael. The healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. You see? He's also in the Lover's card. Gemini. Not saying, okay, you're dealing with a Gemini. I'm just saying. He's in the Lover's card. And we had Gemini here. And the Lover's is supposed to be Gemini. You get what I'm trying to go with it? Don't say that you're dealing like you're messing with a Gemini and the person is a Gemini. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Don't take my words and twist it. Okay? I'm not saying that. Then out of nowhere, just start letting go all Geminis. That's not what I'm saying. That's not. But I'm just saying, where we have this new romantic cycles, then the Gemini here, and then we have Archangel Raphael. That's how you see how I'm saying, it ties together to the Lover's card. But Lover's card is all about communication, partnership, and feeling seen and being heard and stuff like that. It's like a partnership. I don't even like a partnership, but it's a partnership. And then we have cancel, clear, delete. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifest into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. See, now with the sword, that's Archangel Michael. Like, I always say when the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords come out, like he speaks the truth. Or the Ace of Swords, like he speaks the truth, holds the truth. He's a very truthful person. Yeah, but the truth, like the healing, like I said before, the truth could be very healing. It might hurt, but it's better than to hear the truth than to lie. Cause like once, especially if you lying to yourself, like I said before, your intuition is gonna stop. You can't. You have to build up the trust with yourself. You have to be truthful to somebody. You should be able to be truthful with yourself. It's your truth. It's your life. Everybody, like I said, everybody makes bad mistakes, or like make like bad choices and stuff like that. You know, they're just mistakes. Sometimes people fail. It happens. Okay. Some people get left back. That's cool. That's fine. I did. My second time in 7th grade was the best. Okay? It was better than the first time. I'll be honest. Not because I knew all the work, because I really didn't. Because they changed the teachers. I think I only had 2 of the same teachers that year. It was... But it was better. I was around better people. Now, if you knew me in 7th grade both times and we were friends the first time, I apologize, but we weren't really friends my second time in 7th grade, and you know why. So it's just like, thank you. Let's not pretend. So have to block and cut some people. Not even block some people, just people that I thought were friends were no longer friends. And I had to persevere through that. I gained a whole new friend group. That was better. Had more, like, fun with. Then there was also people that were already in that grade that I already knew. So it just like I said, it was better. The first time I didn't want to be in the school anymore. The second time I actually wanted to be there. So it's just like, sometimes you just gotta... A setback is not always something to kick yourself about. Right? Also because, like, I got left back, right? Boom. Now I could say it wasn't my fault. Right? Blame other people, which technically most likely is teacher's fault, because why didn't you pick up on something that technically they picked up on it, but they didn't take it as serious until one teacher actually took it serious and was like, yeah, no, like I could see that she's trying, it's just 2 and 2 it's not adding up for her. Okay. And then she took it seriously, while everybody, all the teachers just trying to blame me and said it was me, and look at all my other grades and be like, oh, then she just not applying herself in this one class. Like, what? Like, what? Just this one class. I just have something against you. That I'm just like, every time this one thing happens, I'm just not going to do anything. Like, So, yeah, sometimes it's other people's fault, but sometimes it's also... I had to realize that I should have been asking. Well, technically I was asking for help. But some people weren't able to help me. Like, all those other teachers till like 8th grade wasn't actually able to help me because they didn't take it as seriously as my 8th grade teacher took it. Right? So, you know. And once I realized that, I accepted that. Everything that they were saying, all their little negative, like their criticism, little negative comments, out the window. Because you don't, like, sir, You, like, it was your job to pick up on things and realize you're the teacher, not me. Like, and it's just like, I'm pretty sure they teach you this and you learn this. So it's like, how you cannot pick up on it, you know? It was like a learner, like I said, I'm dyslexic. Yeah, no teacher realized, not no teacher realized. The teachers realized, but no one took it seriously until 8th grade. Now, if they had taken it seriously in other times, I wouldn't have got left back. Because I would have had enough time to do the test that I needed to do. But no. I just wasn't applying myself in English. That wasn't what I was doing. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I was, just the story wasn't adding up. Okay? Just now I kept rereading and rereading. Now I got even more and more confused. I was trying to persevere. Sometimes just not meant for it. Sometimes you have to do something again and again to actually understand it. And that's fine and that's okay. That's cool. That's it. Second time in 7th grade was better than the first. I didn't want to be there. I was around better people. It was. And then half the times you're not the only one that had to get left back or had some setbacks. There's other people that had setbacks too. And no, they just persevered and continue going through it. They ain't let it get them down and be all stuck in the mud and in a rut. Like, no. Because even though I got left back, I was not the oldest in the class. Think about that. I had people older than me. Like, come on now. It was like that until, like, high school, but I still don't think I was the oldest one in that class. I was like the second. So I was still okay. You feel me? But also, just because, don't just ask somebody their birthday and be like, oh, you got left back, because somebody could have a late birthday. That'll also be happening. Find out the information first. Communicate. Talk to people. Don't just assume. Oh, because this one kid, when I got left back, he assumed that because my math teacher took a test. That was the only one of the teachers that I had, like, that was the same. He did a test, and the kid just thought it wasn't that serious, so he bullshitted the test, right? And that test was important because that's how he was gonna put you in seats and tell you where you sit. So I was in the first table because math. You feel me? I have no problem with that. So he was at the last table, and he was upset because of the people he had to sit with. He was like, they really come to school, they're dumb, they don't do this, they don't do that, right? Pretty much talking down on them. And then trying to make it seem like I shouldn't be at that table. I remember the answers from last year, so that's why I'm at this table. He was like, that would be amazing for her to do that because I didn't give this test last year. I was like, bro, because I thought I was bucking. So then everyone at my table just looked at him and was like, bro, you're just an idiot. Like, it was your fault. Like, why would you get a test and just bullshit a test? Like, that makes no sense. And then somebody at their table actually he guessed, like, for some of the answers. Like, he ain't know what he was doing, so he just winged it. And then somehow he was sitting at that table. When I tell you, that pissed that man off even more. Like, you bullshitted the test. You couldn't even bullshit correctly. Like, you can't. Then at some point later on in the semester, like, he asked me for help on a math question. I was like, but I thought I was dumb. I thought I should be asking you for help. Huh? Like, what are we doing right now? He went to somebody else at the table. They was like, I don't know, right? You should be sitting here with us. You tell us. You teach us how this shit going. Woo. So long story short, don't play with the smart kids in your class, okay? Don't call them dumb. You call them dumb, they get petty. Don't question their intelligence. Just because I got left back does not mean I'm stupid. The test was stupid, not me. Now we have law of attraction and relationship, and activities you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of the energies. Right, so now back to my other story. So if you was in like the other grade, the eighth grade that I was supposed to originally be in, that's why I was like, y'all know we weren't friends because y'all also thought I was stupid. Like I won't just blow y'all out the water. It was just a test. It wasn't me. Then it was too much. It was how you got not, and then ooh, it was even worse in high school. One of my chemistry professors, well, chemistry teachers, was like, how you gonna try to teach me and get me ready for a test you never took? Never took. Don't even know what the test looked like. First class failed. Like, it's just, she was sitting here being real high and mighty as if, like, she just, every class that she ever had, passed the test with no problem. Like, and blaming other people for not understanding it. And it's just like, ma'am, it can't be the class, okay? It can't be the class. Because that is, a class have like 30-something students to like one teacher. Not even like 30. Like 30 students to one teacher. You try to tell me 30 kids failed? And it's on them, not you? 30? Come on now. Come on. Come on. And we had two chemistry classes. And the other one was fine. It's you, bro. It's you. Like, you can't blame the students. It's not the students at that point in time. Like, you gotta take responsibility. Like, it's one common denominator. You feel me? So it's just like, with this clear, cut, and delete, with these skills, like I said before, it's one clear denominator. And if it's you have to realize you're the problem. And fix that and adjust that. Change that. Persevere. Get better. Release any guilt or shame, whatever you have within yourself that's causing you to have some low self-esteem, and release that. Like, with me, being dyslexic, everybody was like, oh, you're not playing yourself. I am. I was. It just wasn't adding up. It's not going to, majority of the time. It's just what it is. It's just how my brain works. So then, right? So just like, before, like I said, this is how my brain works. Your brain, like, try to make patterns. So, that's what could be, like, bittersweet. Like, it's just like, oh, but how can this be, like, painful or hurtful? We gotta let this go when we had so much fun and joy and happiness here. And it's just like, yeah, we did in the past, but right now in the present, we don't. That's why we have to free ourselves from it. Right now it's causing us pain. Right? Because there's a cake here and she holding her cheek. Imagine having a cavity, right? Candy tastes nice and it's very nice and it's very beautiful and it's very sweet, right? Very good. So you want to eat it, but if you have a cavity, it will hurt, right? So you have to understand, realize, persevere that you can't have candy or as much candy as you want until you get your teeth fixed. And then you can have, not even that you can have all the candy that you want, because then, the cavity can come back. Okay? Or it can get worse and become like a root canal. Either way, you get what I'm trying to say. You get it? Right, so now we have yoga, the enhance, but what? Your life is enhanced by stretching and exercising. Being flexible, open to see new things, try new things. being open and stop blaming other people, because you might actually, with responsibility, hold yourself accountable, take some responsibility for some things. Right? And then we have artists. Embracing the artistic activities is beneficial for you to your career and every other areas in your life. Now there's different kind of artists. There's songs, music, right? Songwriters, singers. It could be an actor, a painter, a sculptor, a poet. Many different arts. Okay? Like I said before, keep your mind open. Voice actors, technically, it's also your voice. But singers, but they don't really sing. But you get it. And then we have freedom. You're free to do what you choose. Right? It's trying to. Once you start holding yourself accountable, like I said before, and you realize that you made certain mistakes in your life and you don't want to make those mistakes again, you free yourself from all those shame and the guilt that you're feeling. And you start taking a time out and realizing that, hey, am I holding myself accountable for my decisions and my actions, my choices and stuff like that? What else have I been blaming people for that's not really their fault, or letting other people words or choices outweigh mine, and put that to an end. Then we have ground yourself. Now we have the root chakra. You see, look at that. When you're detached from your awareness of your body in the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it is pleasant to float heavenwards, your intention and work are needed upon earth. We are helping you balance the spiritual and material so that you can enjoy a fulfilled earthly life. And that could be the bittersweet part. You're starting to realize that you, like I said here before, but loving yourself. And once you realize that, you start respecting yourself more. When you love something or love a family member, you don't want nobody to hurt them or stuff like that. You're very protective of them. You start doing that for yourself, and you start looking back in the past and thinking about all those past people that hurt you and disrespected you, and you probably have some of them still in your face, and they continue to do the same things that they did in the past, and it could be saying yo, it's time to let them go, walk away. I know it's kind of bittersweet, but like I said before, you realizing that certain things in your life that isn't working and trying to change that and grow, and some people just not trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do. Right? Not everyone wants to change, not everyone wants to heal or put in the effort and the work it needs to heal. Some people rather just acknowledge it, sit in it, dwell in it, and just want everybody to tiptoe around it as if that's better and that's healing, but that's not. And then we have daydream. You will More easily hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receive without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. And we also had dream here before. Right now, I'm saying with the yoga, gotta be open minded, flexible. Um, and I'm saying there's a lot of different art forms. There's a lot of different ways to daydream. Um, okay. And everybody daydreams look different. What might work for you might not work for me. Okay. What your life might want to look like, my life might not want to look like that, and that's fine. That's okay. It's not my life. It's your life. So it doesn't really matter what I want unless I'm in your life. Okay. But then it's just like if I'm not your lover, your partner, the person that you're marrying, it doesn't really matter. Okay. If I'm not the one laying next to you in the bed at night, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay. And then we have change in direction. The changes you are expecting. Oh, sorry. The changes you are experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future, so follow your path to happiness, the outcome you to follow the path to the happy outcome you desire. I'm assuming that's a dove. It's it was a little smudge. a little candle fire mishap, but you understand. um right, you let this go, like I said before, you let it go, you find joy. So it's like a bittersweet kind of thing. So like me getting left back, like would I have wanted to like graduate on time and all this other stuff? Yeah, sure, that would have been very nice, very great. But I actually learned more. And the second time, I learned more in social studies. um, Learned about taxation without representation. I didn't learn that no other time. No other time. And I was not gonna learn that until like maybe high school. So it was like I learned when they changed the teachers. Like I said, I only had two of the same teachers. So it was like it was bittersweet. Then it's like once I realized that the people that was there and I was trying to graduate with, I didn't really like them. I didn't really care to be around them. So it was just like, why do I really want to graduate with them or be in a class with them? It makes no sense. I could be around people that I actually enjoy being around. Laughter. Good times. Well, it was still school. Some people tried me. So, gotta get cut, cleared, and deleted. Well, cleared, canceled, and deleted. So these two came out together, so I'm going to read them together. So we have change and discernment, right? Like I was saying before, the past you, like, they did the best that they can with the information that they knew, right? And that was presented to them. You don't have a time machine, but now you know, right? Rather than dwelling in the past, living in the past, let that go, move on and move forward, right? But take the information that you learned and move on and move forward. You now you use your discernment and asking more questions and feeling things out more. Right? You're more like aware of the situation. Like for me, I was always aware that English was not my, like, was not the best thing, okay? So it's just like I could read, as you can see, but sometimes I don't feel like reading out loud. It's just, I don't want to. If it's too long, it's, come on now. What are we talking about? But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy reading and I don't like reading. It just takes me a little bit longer than if I would take somebody else. I'm aware of that. Discernment. Or, for example, another way you can use discernment, right? You know when they tell you when a kid, don't talk to strangers. If somebody's trying to get you in the van and offer you candy, don't take that. Discernment. Some people are just weird. Don't just take a drink from somebody that you don't know. They probably put something in the drink. Don't leave your drink unattended. Somebody probably put something in your drink. Discernment. Being aware. Your intuition, that gut feelings, is pretty much trying to tell you, like, hey, be on guard. Use your discernment. Something isn't right here. Like, okay? Read between the lines. So, change. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance. Just again, put dancing. Gracefully dance with the... Hold on. I received a text message. I was real confused. The frequency of change supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality, both inwards and outwards, so that we can appreciate the appreciate the sweet release of the old and birth of the new. Now, the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and people around us from the place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. Oh, hold on. Can't really see the whole. Oh, there. Go. So, put that over here. But this new cycle is about to begin. Yeah, things are about to change. We'll have to use your discernment. Read between the lines. Right? With communication. Everyone's not always going to tell you what they want. So that's you have to read between the lines. They might give little hints, but they're not going to say it directly. You know, some people beat around the bush. Some people just blunt and direct. Archangel Michael, he just direct, okay? He just the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, direct. And then be cold, right? Cold and detached, but it's the truth. Sometimes the truth is a little bit cold. But like I said before, it's better than lying. You can heal faster from the truth than you can heal faster than from a lie. When you think about it. Right? You heal quicker and faster from somebody telling you the truth than somebody lying to your face. Then if you know it's a lie and they continue to lie to your face, now you know that they're just a liar. And then that's even worse. Because now you got to heal from that. Not only were you lied to, you give them a chance to tell you the truth, and then they just gonna lie to your face. As if you just boo-boo the fool. Now just like... Then they're trying to be like, oh, I lied because I was trying to spare your feelings. No. Because if I wanted my feelings spared, I wouldn't have confronted you with it. I wanted the truth, not a lie, you know? So I'm just like, And then we have the solar plexus. The frequency of the solar plexus, the yellow flower of life, supports our sense of self and personal power and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and our contribution to the whole. Or you can only help people that want to help themselves. You only can help people that wait. You can only you can't heal somebody else if they don't want to heal. You can't make somebody change or force them into changing. They will have to want to do that themselves. Just like you will want to have to change and do it yourself. If you blame other people, you are also a part of the problem. You can't change or force somebody to change. So stop trying to do that. You're trying to control them. Rather than trying to control somebody else, control yourself. Now you can want to help people, give them advice, but just know that they might not take it. And it's just like, okay. You just go on about your business and continue going about your life rather than continue like wasting your time and your energy on something that isn't beneficial for you. Right? It's with this butterfly here, like everyone has their own transformation. Like each caterpillar have their own little time and they have to transform and become a butterfly. Just like yours. You probably just ahead of them. Maybe later on in life they catch up to you, and we also have this little butterfly thing here. They might catch up to you later on in life, but as of right now, y'all not on the same page. Y'all just gotta, bittersweet. Gotta let it go. And then we have magic. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond the moment, to move towards the possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we imagine, and that is required is our belief in their manifestation. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. Okay. Then we have law of attraction as well. Ooh. So, but then we have the relationships here. So it's just like certain friendships are, like I said before, why would I really was trying to like hurry up, like be sad that I gotta back to be around a bunch of people that, or be in a class with a bunch of people that I didn't want to be around anyways. Right? I didn't. I don't. Nobody wants that. No one wants to be surrounded by a bunch of people that they don't really want, that they don't really like, they don't really enjoy, they don't want to be around. So, change that. So you are around the people that you do want to be around. Now, if you feel like you don't fit in with those people, spend some time by yourself to unlearn whatever toxic trait or whatever makes you the problem, to fix that. Release it so you don't continue carrying that negativity around. Like I said before, like it's a backpack. This guilt's gonna keep getting heavier and heavier. You release it and you let it go, and you feel more stable and grounded in yourself and free in yourself, that you realize that the past happened, is a part of you, but you're not your past. There's only the present moment and the future moment. And if you don't deal with your past can affect your present and then later on affect your future. So you have to make peace with it. That doesn't mean to dwell in it, live in it, and try to change the past, because you can't. that's, yesterday, 5 seconds ago, past. It's like, you can't change that. It's gone. Now we have the star. Right? And the star is also about like a wish manifestation, law of attraction. But it's also, with the blue here, you have to live in your truth, speak your truth. It's all about like authentic truth. And the tower has to happen so the star can come in. So the ego death, a shift in a way of thinking, a way of being, a lifestyle change, whatever it is it comes crumbling down, and then you're no longer that way. It makes room for change and growth. And then we have the Queen of Wands. I'm gonna see the next card before I say something about the Queen of Wands. Okay, so we have the Five of Cups. So, because the Queen of Wands, could be superficial. Okay, a socialite, very superficial, very attractive, but still just superficial. Like, she says a bunch of things, but then no action towards it. Like, her actions and her words are totally different things. So with the Five of Cups here, it's 5 cups down, 2 cups standing, but it's also gonna be melancholy, depression. I see that as crying over spilled milk, but you can always just get more milk. Like, it's just, it's how I see it. But you're just dwelling on the present situation of how things look like in front of you, and not thinking about like the future. Like, things could get better. This doesn't, like I said before, I gotta look back, fine, cool, whatever, right? I could have just sat there and dwelled on that and stared at that like, I'm not with my original friends. But then they weren't really my friends. And I didn't really want to be there. It's like, when you take that into consideration, you can see the other 2 cups standing. Like, I can make better friendships, better connections, meet new people, learn new things. Like, oh snap! Then we have the World reverse. I didn't know it was reverse. So yeah, being stuck in a cycle. And it's time to change that. You're living in the past and you can't change the past. There's nothing I could do about that. The test was done and gone. They already graded it. You just gotta take the test again and pass it that year. Like, it is what it is. And then we have Temperance. I had the time to learn, Temperance could also be about patience, but it's also like giving yourself credit, critiquing things. So like I said before, and then also balancing things out, testing the waters. You can't just shift the blame on somebody else, because then, like I said before, you haven't started your lesson. Now, if you hold on, what it said? A person who blames others has not begun their lesson. A person who blames themselves has begun their lesson. A person who blames no one has finished their lesson. Right? Take the time out, testing the waters. You realize that some people just don't know what they're doing. You didn't know what you was doing. They didn't know what they was doing. No one knew what they was doing. You just move on and move forward. Right? Because, for example, me being dyslexic, all the way up to until 8th grade. So when my dad started going to parent teachers. I think he always went, but he didn't start asking like a specific question until like a certain period of time. But either way, let's say from like 6 to like my 6th to 8th, pretty much. He went. He asked him about the English, and all the way up until 8th grade, they said that I cannot read, but I can comprehend. Sit with that. That makes sense? No, it does not. Because if I can't read, how can I comprehend something I can't read? But they took that and they ran with it. It was my fault. Like, it was my fault I can't read. Like, what? I could read it. I just can't comprehend it. Well, some of the things. Right? And then the chemistry teacher, like I said before, in one of the videos, I said that I stopped writing essays. She accused me of plagiarism because how I speak is different than how I write. And she didn't even fact check to find out if that's actually how I write my essays. I wouldn't, like, why would I write for you? You just literally told me to my face, like, you can't write this. It wasn't you. My English teacher was like, no, that's really how she writes. And it's just... The dean looked at her like, yo, it's just like, get up, like, ma'am. Right? That could have suppressed my solar plexus, but it didn't. I just stopped writing essays for her. I took it as a challenge. If you don't write essays, you won't pass the Regents. Heard you. I did both. Like, I did not write no essays, and I still passed. So it's just like, don't take threats lightly. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I didn't let that stop me and dwell in the past. She even put me in the back of the class and all that, because she, just thought that makes no sense. She's not learning anything. She isn't gonna learn anything. Put her in the back of the class, and she put me in the back of the class. When I started blowing people, blew her mind, bro. Then she tried to put me back in the front, and it's just like, ma'am, no, I don't want to be up here. Like, don't switch up now. Like, don't switch up now. Put me back where I was, okay? And at the end of the year, somebody was like, no, it's just you. Like, it's you as a teacher. Like, you can't do that to people. Even as a manager, you can't do that to people. You can't try to belittle somebody and degrade them, and then when your back's against the wall, magically, all of a sudden, I'm good enough? No. If I wasn't good enough before, now I'm good enough? Because you always knew I was good enough. Now, I knew I was good enough, but you couldn't just bring that out of me, so I had to bring it out of myself. That's not me. Blame yourself. You was lacking something, and you try to project it onto me to try to make me feel like I was lacking something. And if I know myself well enough that I'm not accepting what you're trying to project on me. Like, it's just, But if you're dwelling in the past and living in the past, anything that somebody's projecting, you just absorb it and take it with this child here because you feel like you're responsible for it when you're not. And then try to pretend like everything is okay when things are not okay. Because the star card is also about hope. So you could be feeling like lack of hope with this 5 of swords or 5 of cups, losing hope and stuff like that, and pretending like everything is okay when things are not okay. And things could be okay if you just simply walk away and let go of what once was to make room for what will be. Because the Temperance card will also have like a little path on it. And next we have the Chariot. The Chariot is all about movement and determination and stuff like that. Oh, snap, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas. Well, I mean, 1 is reversed. So, and the star cards are also delayed. You're delaying your own movements forward by dwelling in the past and living in the past and looking for validation outside of yourself. Lack of self-esteem, self-worth, boundaries and stuff like that, that allow other people to use you, charm you, abuse you, overstep your boundaries. And then you can be sitting here with the Queen of Wands just pretending like everything is okay when things are not okay. Next we have the Fairy of the Green World. The natural world needs you. Right? And they had that earlier with being detached. But you're and that becoming numb to the situation, just sitting there thinking that everything's okay when it's not okay. You say like, becoming numb to it, losing hope, just thinking like this is the end all be all. Like no, you can change it. You have choices. The Major Arcana is trying to call you like, sweetie, you're choosing to let this Five of Cups slow you down. Okay? Like, you letting this Five of Cups slow down your wish and your manifestation to the world that you want to have. That, because Empress is it's peaceful, it's harmony, it's relaxing. But it teaches you about patience. You need to put in sometimes things is not quick right away. And because the Chariot, it takes a balanced emperor, I say also empress, to drive the Chariot. You have to be balanced with the duality, like we said before with the Gemini. Balance in your shadow and your light. Realize that sometimes there's going to be pros and cons for certain things. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you win. Sometimes, even when you win, you might not win the way that you think you was going to win. There's still some flaws in it, but it is what it is. Like, but yeah. I mean, but you still gotta ground yourself and be, trust yourself and feel stable and secure with yourself and your own decisions. Like, even if you make a mistake, forgive yourself for those mistakes. You have to forgive yourself and forgive others. And then we have the Dress of Alchemy, release your power. And that's because you forgive somebody, that doesn't mean that you still have to allow them access to you. And then we have Autumn is my last chance. Don't lose hope. See what I said? With the Star card? Don't lose hope. Because things could get better. You have the power to make things better. And then we have little brother, little sister, siblings, younger friends, responsibility. We have responsibility twice. You have the responsibility to take care of your health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your financial health, whatever health it is. It's your responsibility to take control of that. Not your siblings, not your younger friends, not a friend's responsibility. It is yours. And you may feel responsible for those people, but you cannot live their life for them. You cannot make choices for them. They have their own brain and their own life to live. They have to make their own choices, just like you have to make your own choices. You can't control other people. Only control yourself. And then we have Fiona and the Unicorn, the gift of sight. The sacred gift of sight. Oh, the gift of sacred sight. My bad. And then, because I talked about what was that before? Phoenix, right? With the burn it, right? And The animal spirit deck that I have, the unicorn is your third eye, because the horn. Um, and then the magic and the law of attraction is pretty much your third eye and stuff like that. Well, your third eye and your crown chakra, but you get it. And then we have the delicate fairy of, and her favorites. Change is natural, good, and yes, it can hurt. We have changed twice. Like, you have to let go of the past and change. And stop living and dwelling in the past, because that's just slowing down your growth and your progress and your happiness. And once you do that, or whatever in your past that is holding you back, that you're dwelling on, once you start releasing that, you start to feel more free. You could be painting a picture, write a poem. Like I said, whatever this artist, whatever it is to you, to express yourself, to get that out, right? To release that, so you can feel, you release that and you feel that emptiness, that whatever you just released, that shame and that guilt, with something that's actually beneficial, like with this dancing here, right? And daydreaming and being more happy and free in your environment, rather than losing hope, feeling like nothing is gonna get better. It's all melancholy and down and stuff like that. Like I said before, sometimes a setback, you can see it might have a silver lining. It could be a silver lining in this. Like, what you thought made you happy no longer makes you happy. So it allows you to try new things that you probably never thought about before. But I said with this yoga, be open-minded, being all flexible and stuff like that, asking more questions, trying to find new things, researching things. But yeah, with this change, something gotta change. You gotta start using your discernment. Or after that, you start using, like my scenario. The past you did the best that it can with the information that it knew, right? That it had presented to them at that time. Now, you know better and know, you can see all the red flags that past you couldn't see. Don't beat yourself up over that, because you didn't know at that time. Now you know, and you're have the knowledge. You're more equipped to deal with the situation better than your past self. So give your past self credit for trying to make it work with the best information that they did, with the best information that they had at that time, right? Also give yourself credit for leaving, acknowledging that, or realizing that that's not okay, taking the responsibility for themselves to leave, right? Or getting better and start doing it. You could write yourself past self a letter, write it all out. Whichever version it was. It could be childhood you, teenage you, future you. Just be. If you're writing a letter to yourself, like whatever future version of yourself it is, try to be the person that you wish that you had growing up in your life. Tell yourself the things that you wish somebody else would have told you when you was a kid, so you wouldn't be like this, or the way that you are right now. You wouldn't be sad or depressed or melancholy. You know, like I said before, like, treat yourself as if, like, but are you one of those things that you love? Like, how you will treat somebody else that loves you. Like, all those things that somebody did to you, if somebody had did it to somebody that you love, like, how would you feel? What would you want to say to them? What would you, and stuff like that. and realize that if you want to do that for somebody else, why won't you do that for yourself as well? And then that might make you cry a little bit, okay? And that's okay. That's fine. All right, let that go. Okay. But then, start to realize that you might need to spend some more time with yourself and loving on yourself and respecting yourself and setting some boundaries so other people won't do it. Right? Or take your kindness for a weakness. Right? And start putting on this facade. Because you know what Jim Carrey said that depression is? Is your body trying to tell you that they no longer want to be this character anymore. Think about that. So stop putting on this facade so you won't be depressed. If you're living in your truth, you can't be depressed. You're just being you're just being yourself. You might be sad, but can't be depressed because you're living in your truth. You're speaking your truth, living in your truth. It is what it is. Now I said, somebody try to project any of their problems on you. You know yourself. You know that's not your truth. You're not going to accept that. Shoe fly don't bother me kind of thing. So I was just like, but if you living in a facade in this character, you don't know if it's you or this character that you're putting on. And if you put on this character, it might be time to release that character and start finding yourself. But yeah, that's all that I'm seeing for this reading. If you feel like this reading resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, thank you for watching. Bye.